eyebrows, eyebrow care. There are so many opinions out there about how eyebrows should look for guys. And really that's personal preference, and however you want your eyebrows to look, that's your choice. You know, they're your brows. You can do whatever you want with them. I'm just going to offer a couple of tips of how I go about doing or managing my eyebrows. I call it managing because my hair grows really, really quickly. It's out of control. And so it has been 6 weeks since I have touched a single hair on my eyebrows. This is my least favorite thing to do because it kind of hurts a little bit, like pulling the hairs out, and it's just a lot of fuss. And it doesn't seem to last that long, really. After 2 weeks, it's time to do it again. Now it's time to do eyebrows. What do I need to do my eyebrows? Tools are pretty simple. All I recommend using is a pair of tweezers. Tweezers are tweezers. You can get them anywhere. Here's a tiny little comb. Look how cute that little comb is. I'll show you what I use it for. And the third thing, tiny but very sharp scissors. You can use whatever little scissors you have around. Just make sure they're small, they're easy to handle, and that they are quite sharp. All these opinions on how your eyebrows should look. There are so many different ways that people say, you know, professionals or whoever, that your eyebrows should start in a certain area, end a certain area. It really depends on your face. In my opinion, I have a very strong brow, bushy brow, all different lengths. Random hairs everywhere that grow much longer. There's a rule that you go mid-nostril and then draw a straight line. But I could draw a straight line like out to here and be like, oh, my eyebrows should end, you know, at my ear, or my eyebrows should end over here. Yeah, I can see that my eyebrows naturally want to end about here, right? Because they're just kind of scraggly after that. I just have all these random hairs everywhere. Now, another thing that a lot of guys, or a lot of women too, will have is they'll, you know, have a bit of a unibrow thing going on, and that's totally okay. Don't do this either. So this is a nose trimmer. I'll be doing my nose after I do my eyebrows. Just go up there and get in there. This comes with a little guard as well, and it says on the package that you can use it for your eyebrows too. I used it one time. I have a picture of how that turned out. So that's how that turned out. I took a big chunk out of my eyebrow. I was totally willing to trust this thing. I don't know why. I knew it wasn't going to end very well, because you can't really regulate very well. You're going to naturally want to press harder at a certain area, or this bone might stick out a little bit further than on this side. So just use these simple tools, the scissors, a little comb, and the tweezers. I've shown you where my eyebrows naturally seem to want to end. You can determine for yourself where your eyebrows naturally end. Common sense, you don't want to go too far. Your little eyebrows, or you know, over here for instance, these are pretty random. Over here, those can go. It'll just open up my eye area a little bit right here, but I'm not going any further than that. Here as well, you can see they grow down pretty far to almost my, you know, eyelid area. So they grow down pretty far. This one's pretty messy too. Here's a better light here. You can see all these hairs under here. They don't really serve much of a purpose to me. The last thing I'll do is I'll use this little brush and I will comb up. Look at that. Like, this is unnecessary, really. This all needs to go too. So that's the last thing I do. I do the painful part first, is pulling out all these hairs. So I'm gonna just do that here. I have all these hairs that grow like up in this area too. It's not even connected to my eyebrows, so those definitely need to go. Just a little more of a polished look, right? Without being too polished. I would never want to do the threading and the very, very manicured, exaggerated arches. I kind of like the way they are. They're just a little bit unruly. So we're just gonna tame them. We're gonna tame the beast of the brows. So we're gonna get rid of all those. Here, I'm gonna stop here pretty soon. Otherwise, I could just keep going and going, and then all of a sudden I'm like up to here, and I have like a Spock eyebrow. I'll have to pencil on something that goes up to here to make it make sense. As soon as you start removing all the hairs over here, this is what creates your shape. And it all lies down, like the hair points down. You don't really want to mess with the top line. It's just not a good idea. And who knows, maybe it won't grow back if you do that. There are a lot of people out there that like pluck away and then their eyebrows are gone permanently. I would cry if I woke up and my eyebrows were done or somebody shaved them off. I've never had that happen before, but I would look ridiculous if I didn't have eyebrows. I mean, it's a pretty prominent feature on me. This is the approach I take to eyebrow care. So I'm just going to continue. God, I'm going to sneeze. That was a doozy. No, I'm not going to sneeze yet. But my eyes are watering though. So this is the worst part. Your skin is very tender under here. So if you need to take little breaks, it's totally fine. I'm going to go over here actually, just so I can show you what I'm doing here. If I can even see what I'm doing. It's so awkward. So here's a rando. There we go. Out. You get out of there. No. Couldn't get that one quite. There we go. You're gone. Ow. Ah. This is a blonde one. Over here I can see you. You're big. Ah, there you go. I have effectively pulled out all the random hairs that were growing under here that were just a little too far away from the main eyebrow area, and I got rid of all the junk that was over here, up here, that grow, towards my hairline, as well as the ones forming that unibrow, which no longer exists. Maybe you can tell. I can certainly tell a difference. Didn't take too long. Here's a picture of all the hair. It's a lot of hair. So it's a lot of really unnecessary hair that just crowds the eye area that doesn't need to be there. It makes me look a little bit brighter. It makes me feel pretty good. The last step I have that's really simple is brushing my eyebrows in an upward direction to get rid of all of this crazy long hair. So all I'm doing is brushing up, going in with my super sharp tiny scissors and cutting all, just the tops, just the tips of those really long hairs. I would advise against going too crazy with the scissors in your eyebrows. You shouldn't get to a point where you're seeing through your eyebrow. You shouldn't have to really comb your eyebrows either. They shouldn't be that. Well, at least for me, like I don't want to have to fuss with my eyebrows. I guess that's why I try to keep up with them. Because as soon as I start having to comb my eyebrows, I realize that maybe the hair is too long and I need to trim it a little bit. If you go over it and you can just kind of ruffle up the brows, and if you see really crazy ones that, this one is pointing down. This needs to go. It's really long. Look at the root. The root on that, hey? Just nuts, having trouble focusing. There we go. So that's gone. It's a pretty quick job, actually. I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy with that.